Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jordan from PictureMonk.com and welcome to episode 50, episode 50. I finally made it, even though I've had more than 50 episodes or 50 podcasts recorded in the lifetime of the podcast. But still, for the 50th one, I don't have any news and I don't really have a main topic. I don't even have a widget of the week. And so the reason is I was going through my my listener questions that were sent in through the past week or so, somewhere around there. And so I was going through all those and I was trying to gather up a bunch of them so I can run with them through this episode. And so what I came to look at is I've had 3 emails from the same person in this past week asking basically the same question. And that made me want to kind of just word vomit about this question, because it's actually a really popular question that a lot of newer photographers or newer people that want to, that might want to get into the business side of photography, they may have already gotten into the fact that they want, that they've learned the camera, they've taken a couple photos and like, oh, this is kind of cool. Maybe I should make this a real thing, or try to pursue it in something like that. So this guy, I'm assuming it's a guy. If your name is Russ and you're a girl, I apologize for that. But this guy here, his name is Russ Finch, I believe. I think that's how you say it. Finch. Doesn't give a place where he's from, but his question was basically, many revisions of it, was I'm trying to build up a portfolio website, but I'm starting from scratch. How do I build up a portfolio fast? That's the key word, fast, so I can start getting portrait clients. And so this question I kind of wanted to just kind of, like I said, word vomit, just kind of just roll off, almost like a rant, I guess. I don't really mean for this to be a rant. But I just wanted to just kind of talk about that real quick. So Russ, this whole episode is dedicated to you. There's been a couple episodes that are dedicated to one person. So you're just the next lucky person here. So the thing about building a portfolio website, or a portfolio in general, even if it's a book or anything like that, is you can't do it fast without taking shortcuts. And if you do it fast, you're going to end up hurting yourself in the long run. And the reason I say that is because I'm just going to give personal experience with this. So when I first started trying to sell photography, I basically just went. I would go a place and snap a picture of it real quick, throw a fancy sort of edit on it, just, it looked horrible. But throw that on there, pop it on the website and say, hey people, come look at my stuff. Which is great, because that's what you got. That's all you have access to. That's what that's your starting point. That's your whistle to start the race. But, it kind of hurt me in the long run, because now those images are kind of, up there and they're not that great. Even if I take them down, even if you Google search my name, some of the images still pull up, and, it kind of hurts me in the long run. I didn't take the time to try to put my best stuff forward, because I knew that wasn't the best stuff. I knew that was the quicker stuff to get up on the website or get in a portfolio book or something. It was just the quickest stuff I had access to, so I was like, why not? And so I'm sure there have been times where people have just looked at it and just pushed it aside because it's saying, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And I don't blame them, because I put up crap work basically. And so that's kind of like the landscape-ish product stuff side of it. But especially when you're doing portraits, there's a way to get fast stuff up there, but also take your time, if that makes any sense. So, you mentioned trying to get portrait clients. So obviously you're a portrait, or you're wanting to be a portrait photographer. So the first thing you really need to do is, get your butt off the couch. Basically, basically that's the hard and fast truth about that one. Get your butt off the couch. Find friends, find family, find pets. I don't know. Find anybody that you can take portraits of. And spend your time with them, because obviously if they're friends and they're family, they're not going to be, they're like, they're not like somebody you hired. So, I mean, they don't have, an agenda. They can't, you don't have just 1 hour of their time. Normally with friends and family, you can, have unlimited access to them. So therefore you can, you can spend your time honing your craft and developing your style and getting your stuff up on the website to start attracting more people. So I think reading this question, the fast word really got me. So that's why I'm kind of concentrating on that specific part. Don't. There's a lot of wrongs that can go with doing all this stuff really quickly. So number one, you're taking photos and just kind of throwing them up on the website, trying to get some people to come to it and look at them. Maybe throwing them up on Facebook with a watermark and all that kind of stuff. If they're not good, you're going to get passed up. That's just how it is. Unless you have really cheap rates and somebody is not really worried about quality. Not saying that you're doing that, because you probably are a talented photographer, but that's something that can happen. The part with actually getting the website up and doing that, unless you're using a company like Zenfolio or Squarespace, if you're using something like that, you probably have a better chance of having a actual business website, a business looking website, so somebody can come to you and look on your website and make sure that it looks professional. A lot of photographers out there, from the stuff that I've seen, it's okay for what it is, but it seems like everybody does the same thing. And I've been guilty of that too. If I look at a photographer's website, I'm like, oh, look how clean that is. Look how easy that is to read and all that kind of stuff. And I'll throw it up there and it'll look great, but I'm just, another drop in the bucket for people looking for, my style. So that's another thing. You can't hold back on that sort of thing, on how your photos look, how your website looks. Any communications that you send out on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, that sort of thing, it's going to be tough to do it really fast. So I would suggest getting friends, like I said, friends and family, and just take as much pictures as you want to. People are not going to know it's your dad or your sister or whatever when they look on the website to find client or find photographers in their area to take their photo. They're not going to care. So yeah, that's one thing that I would kind of look into. But really, based off some of your other emails that came in, you're concentrating on the fast part, and you really need to slow that down. But what I would say is, like I said before, get your butt off the couch and get moving on it. Don't hesitate. Don't think too much into it. Get your butt off the couch. Learn everything you can learn about the business side, about the building of the website side, about editing, about everything, branding, all that kind of stuff. That's how you get the clients that you want to get. So I just kind of wanted to kind of go off that a little bit. And the reason I say get your butt off the couch is because if you're a subscriber to the YouTube channel, for the PictureMonk YouTube channel, this came out on Tuesday. So Monday, yesterday, I released a video that is what I kind of call PictureMonk on location. And what that is every so often when I get the chance to go around and take photos and just kind of drive around with my photo partners, to try to find fun photos, I'm going to document all of that stuff. So I'm going to try to do like a day, a day in the life, basically, of trying to get cool photos. And so the video, if you haven't seen it already, it's a pretty fun one. It's the first one in the little series there, but it basically documents my dad and I, who's my photography partner. My dad and I will, drive around, no rhyme or reason where we're going. We'll just drive, and we'll see a spot. We'll pull over, take a couple photos, take our time, and that's about it. But in this specific video, or in this specific trip, I didn't really have any killer photos that came out of the thing. Sure, there was a couple that were okay, that I kind of liked, but there weren't any really things that stood out to me when I went to take these photos. I got them back on the computer. I was looking through all of them, and they were okay. I mean, they're nothing special, but the thing that came out of it was the video that I made that documented that. And why I'm saying this to you is, for ways of promoting yourself to try to get more clients, kind of follow that same recipe. If you're going out to take photos of like I said, your friends and family, to try to build up your portfolio, go take video while you're doing it. Get familiar with video editing, that sort of thing, and take video of you taking the photos of other people. If you saw in the video, I have the little 1/4-inch screw bit. I don't really know what it's called, but it's the little doodad, I guess, that goes on the top of your hot shoe, and you can mount your, like a GoPro on top of your camera, and they can see a first-person view of you taking the photos, so they can see how you're setting up that couple and posing them and stuff like that. That it's not just made for GoPro. You can actually stack another whole camera, another whole DSLR on top of there, and video that with another DSLR. I wouldn't recommend that because I don't know how supportive that is, but you could actually, you could technically do it. So, but yeah, you can document that whole thing, and just, get some really cool video footage that you can send out. You can have on your website as like a pop-up video. You can have, anybody remember VH1 pop-up video? That was a good reference. But you could do that kind of stuff, and try to bring more people in with a different sort of mindset. Because if you look at a lot of photographers, or at least portrait photographers in my area at least, they don't really concentrate on that sort of thing. They don't really concentrate on the video or the more multimedia aspect of photography, because photography is not just pressing a quick little button and taking a picture. I mean, it's encompassed in videography, but you're basically a creative multimedia person. You're a studio in yourself to try to develop cool things and capture moments, whether it's video or photo. So that's one thing that I would definitely recommend. And I really enjoyed putting together the video. Like I said, it was the first video, and I went hardcore on that one because I got the little, the new little GoPro. Can't stop raving about this little guy right here. I got the new GoPro. Even bought a selfie stick, which when I ordered it from Amazon, felt really shameful, but because of the stigma attached to it. But yeah, I even ordered a selfie stick so I can make sure you guys can see, I can hold it out and you can see around me when I'm taking the photos. So you're not, I don't have to hold it like that, but yeah, I went crazy with it to try to make sure I can get, somewhat decent video. But what I learned from doing that video was, even though I didn't get any really good photos, I mean, I got some that I showed in the video, and that's about the good ones that I got. But what was more fun was the experience, was getting out there and trying new things. I got to use my trigger trap for the first time. I kind of mentioned that at one of the podcasts in the beginning of this year. I got to use my trigger trap and got a cool time lapse. And so I wouldn't really call it a successful photography trip, but it was a good learning experience, and I got a cool video out of it. So all that to be said, get out, do something. Sure, it's, winter still sucks, but but get out there and do something. Even this is totally rambling. I really understand that. Even since it is winter and I don't have the opportunity to get out as much as I would like because of family and work and stuff like that. So that's why when I do, I try to make the most of it by taking video and stuff like that. But I have set up a shoot in my home where I'm going to try to do a couple little product photography shoots. And, it's not paid or anything. It's not like that. But I'm trying to better my skill working with artificial lighting, and trying to capture that sort of thing. And so that's something that I'm doing to learn. I'm not going to get any good photos out of it that I can put on my website, most likely. The first time I'm not going to, I know that. But the more I learn, the more I can have photos to put up on my website. Is that fast? No, it's not fast. It's not. I'm not going to get a really cool photo over the weekend and boom, right on Squarespace. Not going to happen. But I am going to learn a lot of things. So that's one thing that I would definitely look into is just building up your knowledge of your specific style. So like I said, this episode was kind of weird because it had no news, no main topic besides answering Russ's question, and no widget of the week. Even though I probably should make the widget of the week the node thing, but I did that already, so I can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here, guys. I hope you enjoyed that sort of mini rant. I didn't know how long this was going to be, so thanks for joining me for the podcast, and I'll see you guys next week for probably a very long user question podcast. So take it easy, guys. Hope you have a good week, and keep clicking that shutter button.